Hello, hello, hello. What's up? It's your girl Twan the Mystik from housemystik.com. Hello, what's up? And welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I love to create pick a card, spiritual related content, self-care related content, things like that. So if you're into things like that, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also make sure you hit that notification bell so you're updated every single time I drop something new. All right. So let's get into today's reading, or let's get into today's reading. Today's reading is all about what generational curses you are breaking. And yes, I really wanted to do this topic, so I'm like, hey, let's just do it. And I just want to go ahead and say, when I say curses, I don't want y'all to get all scared and stuff, because it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, someone put a curse on you or your family or anything like that. It's more so the repeating negative patterns that have been repeating in your bloodline for decades, centuries, I don't know, whatever, okay? That's been repeating, that may have been negatively impacting your bloodline for long periods of time, okay? So it doesn't necessarily mean that someone came and put a curse on your family. It's more so the patterns that you are breaking within your bloodline, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the piles. And yeah, let's get into the piles. Okay, y'all, so here are the piles right here. The first pile is pile number 1, which is the Labradorite crystal. I'm kind of sitting different today, so the lighting's a little weird. Let's see if you can kind of see the colors right there. Yeah, there we go. First pile, Labradorite crystal. The second pile is this rose quartz crystal. And then the third pile is this raw black tourmaline, okay? It has some muscovite in it, but we'll just say tourmaline, black tourmaline, okay? So, yeah, pick the pile or the crystal that you feel the most drawn to, and then go to the timestamps in my description or in my comment section to go to your pile and listen to your message, okay? So I will see you at the click of your timestamp. All right, hello, hello, hello. Those of you that chose pile number 1 with the Labradorite crystal. Oh, there she go. Right there. There we go. Okay. So, pile number 1. What generational curses are you breaking in your family? If you didn't watch the beginning of this video, let me just say, when I say curses, I don't mean someone came and put a curse on your family. I'm talking about the negative cycles that have been possibly plaguing your bloodline for decades, centuries, whatever. And you are coming along to break them, and we're just trying to see what patterns you're breaking in your bloodline, in your family, okay? So yeah, I just want to put a disclaimer out so no one gets scared, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the sound bowl so that so I cleanse this space and also cleanse your aura so you're open to receiving this message. Okay, so just from you guys picking the Labradorite, for some reason it's making me think that the cycles that you are breaking in your family might have something to do with spiritual beliefs. Okay, like maybe in your family you come from a certain culture, tradition, religion, or something like that, and you have different beliefs from your family, like maybe whether it's religion, like I said, or maybe like the culture, like maybe not necessarily that you don't agree with the culture, but you find yourself maybe interested in different cultures, different type of religions, like yeah, maybe you're just a little more open-minded and you're into different things, and they just kind of look at you like, oh, what is he or she doing? What, they play with tarot cards? What, they play with, what are those rocks that they're always playing with? Like, stuff like that. I feel like that could be you, pile number one. Like, you have very different beliefs from your family. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what these cards talking about. Okay. So these two cards are basically the overall theme of the type of patterns that you are breaking in your family, okay? So, purpose. I know what I'm here to do. How did I know this card was coming out? Because I feel like, especially with this card being purple, I just knew that like your beliefs are just different. And the fact that it's like, I know what I'm here to do, I feel like you yeah, you have very different beliefs from your family, and you're not taking the traditional route, okay, in life. Like, you're probably someone that works for yourself, or you want to work for yourself, and maybe the type of career that you chose has something to do with the arts or something with spirituality, entrepreneurship, but it's very whimsical, okay, very whimsical, very out there, and they probably kind of look at you like, girl or boy, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand this. And yeah, but you do, because you know what you came here to do. Okay, so we also have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. Interesting. So another thing that I'm picking up with you guys with the type of generational patterns that you're breaking is that, like I said, beliefs, okay? Like, there's certain beliefs that you have, and certain things like surrounding your purpose, where you're here to do something that's big and it's very different from the certain things that maybe the people in your family do. But I feel like you're learning to accept that they just don't understand. They don't understand you. They don't understand what you're doing. You're just learning that you can't change them, and not in a bad way. Like, how can I explain this? It's like, yeah, you just know that you can't change their beliefs. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're on a road all on your own. You're doing a thing that's very different all on your own and stuff like that. And they just probably don't get it, and maybe say certain things or do certain things. But at the same time, it's like, you're just like, all right, or you're learning to be like, all right, they're just not going to get it until they see it unfold. They're just not going to get it. And I feel like that's where you're at, or that's where you're learning to be at, or whatever. But I feel like with you, once you have kids, or if you already have kids, or if you want to have kids, let's just talk to the people with the kids for right now, or want to have kids. When you have kids, you're more so going to be accepting of their whimsical and weird dreams, and like different types of things that they want to do in their lives. But maybe in your life, in your upbringing, people were kind of like, what are you doing? Like, what is this that you're trying to accomplish here? But I feel like the pattern that you're breaking is that when you have kids and stuff like that, you're gonna be a different type of parent, where you see like, okay, they're into gaming. I'm gonna use that for example, because that's my son. He's really into gaming. So it's like, while most people might not look at that as a career, you see it as like, okay, well, he could do this, he could do that, because you've learned through your own you've learned through, I was going to say, your own learning process, like the things you've been through, like, because you've kind of learned to go off on your own and figure things out on your own. So you're able to be that person for your kids when they start coming up and being like, okay, mom, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you can be like, okay, I get it. So, okay, anywho, I feel like I kind of ranted right there, but all right. So, anywho, let's see the next few cards. We have peace. Okay. Inspiration, interesting. And then we have healing. Okay. So yeah, I definitely feel like this group, a lot of you guys, it's something with spirituality, okay? It's something with beliefs, okay? Something with belief, spirituality, or something along those lines where it's like you have different beliefs from your family or something like that, and you came to kind of make changes in your family when it comes to beliefs, and maybe kind of helping people open their mind. Well, the people that want to listen to what you got to say, helping them open their mind to new ways of being, new ways of living, and maybe even something with health, because maybe there's a certain thing, a certain ailment or something that quote unquote runs in your family or something, and you possibly have an interest in healing, like holistic health, like herbs and like sound healing, reiki, spirituality. Like you probably are interested in things like that, and you kind of reverse those, not symptoms, but what's the word I'm looking for? Not symptoms, but traits. I don't know, but you kind of reverse that, because it's like you learn to eat healthy, or you learn not to be stressed out, you learn about these holistic modalities and stuff, healing modalities, and you kind of turn things around and you do the same thing for your kids or teach other people or something along those lines. But I definitely see something with health and healing. And you know how there's that meme that's like, oh, this runs in the family, and then it says like, oh, but this is where it runs out. That's exactly what I'm hearing for you. Like certain things that quote unquote run in the family, like high blood pressure, cancer, or like, I don't know, something like that. It's stopping with you, because you've learned, you know a lot about health and healing, like natural ways of healing and finding peace of mind, and peace. I wanted to say peace of body, but I don't think that's a thing. But like learning how to find harmony in your physical body. Okay. And then inspiration also makes me think creativity. I think a lot of you guys could be creative. There's always the one pile that's like extra creative. So y'all probably that pile. And maybe one of the generational curses that you're breaking is that it's like you are turning your creative gifts into lucrative income, instead of it just being like, oh, that's just a hobby, oh, that's just whatever. Like you're turning it into lucrative income, whatever it is. Okay. We also have fall into my arms, surrender, holding opposites, extremes of life. See, I knew it. I knew it. We have the courageous. I don't know how to say this word. I think it's peony. Don't laugh at me, y'all. Peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. See, I knew it. I knew it. Like you're unique. I already knew that it was something whimsical that you're doing with your life, and people, your family probably looks at you like, what is this girl or boy doing? Like, I don't get it. Or like, what? They're into tarot, they're into this, they're into that. That's weird. That's demonic. That's this, that's that. And it's like they just don't understand that it's not any of that. But I don't know, you own it though. You own it. You're very unique, and they'll see it one day. They'll see it, and maybe it's going to start unfolding, especially because I don't know why this fall into my arms card thing is definitely making me think that something in your career or your life is unfolding, and soon they'll understand like, oh, okay, he or she just been on a path, and it did look a little weird at first, but okay, I see you, I see you. So yeah. And then you also have multiple gifts, because yeah, we have multifaceted. So I think you just have multiple talents. You have multiple talents, and the patterns that you're breaking is like being someone that turns these talents into lucrative incomes instead of just brushing it off as like, oh, this is just a hobby, like, oh, this is not really important, let's be practical, let's be, you actually look at it and be like, no, this can be something that can make me a lot of money. It may be a little tough at first, a little weird at first, but I can do this. And you're gonna do it, or you're currently doing it. And then we have Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. See, this is what I just said. Like, I knew it. Like, you are turning your gifts, no matter how out there they are, you're turning them into a lucrative income. And it was tough at first, where it's like you were trying to find your way. You were trying to figure out, like, okay, how do I do this? How do I turn my ideas, my hobbies, my gifts and skills into a lucrative income that really provides for myself and my family? But the fact that it says you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings, definitely makes me think you're going to overcome this. Okay. You're going to overcome it and figure it out. And people are going to be like, oh, I see you. Wow. Okay. Okay. And then let's see. We also have Three of Wands. Yeah. See, overcoming. Okay. Overcoming and being optimistic and being confident in yourself is exactly what helps whatever the skill it is that you have, whatever this thing is that you like to do. That's exactly what helps it to take off, because of the fact that you studied, you practiced, you did your research, you believed in yourself, you didn't let the criticism like get to you and stuff like that, and it takes off. Okay. We also have Temperance. And then we also have Page of Pentacles. See, yeah. Like I said, you studied. You practiced, you mastered your skills, you've been through a lot, okay? You've been through a lot, but you were able to overcome it and turn these skills into lucrative income. And also you also using I'm also hearing using the law of attraction and the different spiritual laws. Like, you learned the different spiritual laws and you also applied it to your life, and that's why things also turned around for you. And that's what's going to break those generational curses, because your kids, or not, if not just your kids, but maybe other people in your family are going to look at you just like, okay, wow, how did they do that exactly? How did they do that? How did they make that happen? That is cool. That is amazing. You know what I mean? And then that's that sets a chain reaction. Okay, that changes the thoughts of the people in your bloodline. Okay, and then also the children that come from you, if you decide to have children. That's how you change their beliefs, because then they don't have to necessarily go through like people not believing in them and things like that. They already see that you did it, and then they're like, oh, well, that means I could do it too. You know what I mean? So yes. Okay, pile number one. That was your reading all about what generational curses you are breaking. Okay, if it resonated with you, please leave your girl a comment. Hit that like button so I know that you want to see more videos like this one. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're updated every single time I drop something new. Also, make sure to go to housemystik.com to purchase any of my paintings, merch. What else I got on there? Paintings, merch, my readings. If you want to book a reading, sound healing sessions, sign up for my sound healing events. Also check out my Patreon if you're interested in getting exclusive content that can help you with mastering your spiritual gifts. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will see you again soon. Peace. Hello. Those of you that chose pile number 2 with the rose quartz crystal. Okay. Oh, let's put that over here. Okay, so let's get into your reading all about what generational curses you are breaking in your own family, bloodline, all that good stuff. And also, let me just go ahead and say, When I say curses, I don't mean that someone came and put a curse on your family. I just mean I just mean that like the patterns, the negative patterns that you are breaking within your family. Okay, the negative patterns that you're breaking within your family, your bloodline, and things like that. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit this sound bowl, and yeah, so I can cleanse the space and cleanse your aura, so you're open to receiving this message. Okay, so all right, so the first card is basic, or the first two cards are basically the cards that will talk about the overall theme as far as like what type of generational curses, patterns, karma, whatever that you are breaking in your family and bloodline, okay? So, first of all, for some reason with the heart chakra, I'm just guessing before we get into the cards. So with the heart chakra crystal, for some reason it's making me think of bitterness or something, like maybe not release, well, yeah, I guess releasing bitterness, but maybe the type of relationships you allow in your life. I think that could be what kind of patterns you're breaking, because maybe you come from a like a like maybe your parents are divorced, maybe one of your parents were absent. Maybe you notice that's a thing in your family where it's like, excuse me, oh, sorry, that like there's a certain type of partner that the people in your family tend to pick, and then it ends up being like a toxic relationship or something. And maybe that's the patterns that you're breaking, where you are not allowing toxic relationships in your life. But that's just a guess. Let's just see what the cards are going to say. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay. And then we have failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Okay, so that's interesting that we have failure and growth, because I feel like growth comes from failure. Okay, and it's only because even how it says, like, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And then this says, I understand that a mistake is an opportunity to learn. And I feel like when you fail, it's an opportunity to learn, and it helps with your growth because it does expand your consciousness and your awareness. Because when something doesn't work out, it makes you feel like, okay, so this didn't work out, so why did it not work out? This is why it didn't work out, and what can I do so that this doesn't happen again? And you know what I mean? So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and see what else you got here. And for some reason, that's just making me think of what I said as far as the relationships, like learning from seeing failed relationships in your lifetime. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Talent. Interesting. Okay, talent. Confidence. Interesting. Okay. So we have confidence and talent. Okay. So for some reason, this is kind of also making me think of what I told pile number one. Okay. Because one of the things I said with pile number one is that the pattern that you could be breaking is you deciding to turn a passion of yours into a lucrative income in your life. Okay, and maybe your own family, they kind of don't necessarily look at certain things as practical, and you are meant to be like, okay, well, I'm turning my gifts and talents into a lucrative income. I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it this way, okay? And then the fact that we have confidence and talent, and then we also have growth and failure, definitely makes me think that in your maybe in your family or something, they took failure hard, because maybe they also, because when you're talented, it's usually because you come from a family that's very talented in a certain way or whatever, and it's like the gifts are usually passed down. So it's like maybe they looked at their failures as like, oh, okay, this failed, this didn't work out, so that means that this is not practical. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this. And but you don't look at it as like, oh, I shouldn't do this. You look at it as like, okay, this is an opportunity to learn. This is an opportunity to grow. Like, what can I do differently to make this succeed next time around? Instead of looking at it as a failure. Okay, so let's see. We also have good luck. Wow. Okay, good luck. So yeah, I definitely feel like you guys are like, y'all don't look at failure as like, okay, this is terrible. I should never do this again. And maybe that's the negative thing that happened or pattern in your family, like when they look at something as, oh, it failed, that for them is like, okay, well, I need to be practical, I need to think differently, I need to not think differently, but I need to move on because clearly this is not something that works and blah blah. But you don't look at it like that. You look at it as like, okay, yeah, I failed, but what can I do to make it succeed next time around? Because that just means I didn't do it right this time, so maybe I should try it again, but in a different manner. Okay, like that's maybe a pattern that you're breaking. Learning to not give up when things look a little shaky, especially when it comes to something you're passionate about. But for some reason, even though this is giving talent and talking about like your talents and stuff like that, for some reason it's still making me think that you come from a family that it's like you've noticed patterns in the type of relationships that they attract or something, like the people in your family, or like your mom, maybe your mom and dad aren't together, maybe your mom was a single parent, maybe your dad was a single parent. Like, it's giving, for some reason I'm thinking single parent vibe. Okay, I'm thinking single parent vibe, and for some reason I'm definitely sensing more so father than mother, but it could be either one. But for some reason it's making me think like a father figure wasn't around or something like that. And yeah, you've seen a lot of failed relationships, and your whoever, like, left or whatever, well, okay, not whoever left, but the person that maybe brought you up. This, yeah, okay, so this could be for a select few. Like, for some reason I'm feeling like some of you guys have a single mother, okay, a single mother, and they had to learn from this failed relationship to grow and do things on their own and to be confident in themselves, because it's like they didn't have no one to turn to or whatever. And maybe that's made you feel like, okay, I do not want to attract that type of relationship in my life. And I feel like you are meant to have a different type of relationships where you have like a really good partner, a really good friends around you, really good, like, just really good relationships around you. I don't know why I'm picking that up, even though these cards are not talking about that. Well, who knows what these cards say over here, but I'm definitely feeling like you have good luck in relationships. Maybe it didn't seem like it at first because maybe you had to heal those things. You had to heal from that, but then eventually you decided, okay, this is not the type of relationship I want to keep like having in my life, and you've decided to change things around, or do something that can help you with attracting better types of people. Yeah, but let's see what else we have here. Look, we have Wheel of Fortune. So another card having to do with good luck. And then we also have Justice. Okay, so yes, see, even though like it's still not necessarily talking about relationships, Justice is ruled by Libra, which is the sign of relationships. And it with the Justice is making me think that like people that have done you wrong, or like people that have done your family members wrong, okay? Like you've learned from that. You're like, yeah, no. I do not want these type of relationships or this type of drama in my life. Like I want balance. Look, she has the scales. I want balance. I want people that's going to do me right. I want like fortune. I want, good things in my life. And yeah, I'm not putting up with no nonsense, okay? But for some reason, this is also making me think. I'm also wondering if wealth, like generational wealth, is a thing for you, because maybe you come from a family that is, they don't have to necessarily be, like in need or something like that, but maybe, you've always wanted more in your life. Okay, maybe you've always wanted more in your life and you wanted to not just settle for less when it comes to your career and finances. You've always wanted more. But some of you guys could have grown up without what you wanted and needed and stuff like that. When it comes to money, and you decided to understand, like, okay, how can I change around my thoughts about money? How can I change the type of actions I make or the type of actions I take to like bring more money into my life? And how can I learn to manifest more good fortune in my life? Like you've also been learning about that too. I feel like a lot of you guys. The Hierophant, as I was talking about learning. And the Hierophant comes up. Okay. Yeah. So I definitely see many of you guys learning how to bring good fortune in your life. But another thing with the Hierophant, it's also associated with marriage. This card is also associated with marriage. So, and like you see, there's two people on here. And if you know tarot, the traditional like Rider Waite deck, this is a priest up here, or like a pope looking person, priest, pope, something like that. And it's two initiates. But sometimes people say it has to do with like marriage and things like that. But yeah, I feel like with you guys, yeah, marriage, okay? Marriage. I definitely feel like some of you guys are meant to be married, and some of y'all maybe come from a broken home or see the people in your life that have gone through such like failed relationships, lots of failure. Okay, and I don't want to say that like your family just fails, because it's not even like that. It's just more so that like you've seen things just fall apart, for like especially with relationships, with some people in your family, and you're just like, okay, how can I change this in my own life? Like how can I attract better people in my own life? Like how can I not repeat the same type of relationships that my parent had, or my siblings had, or my aunties or my uncles had? Like you notice the patterns with the type of relationships people have. And I feel like it's in your lifetime you will attract someone that you will marry, where it's like you guys begin your own family, and it's like they see a strong partnership. Your kids see a strong partnership, and they see that that's possible, and it encourages them to have a relationship like that. or even if you don't want to have kids, maybe like your younger siblings or your cousins or your like other people in your family, they see like, okay, this love thing, maybe it's possible. Okay, so we also have see. See, okay, I knew something was gonna have to talk about love, because I'm like, why am I like, I'm just feeling this thing with love. Okay, so it says the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I knew I sensed the broken home thing. Okay, I definitely feel like some of you guys come from a broken home, like where your parents are divorced or something, or maybe one of your parents was absent or something along those lines. And you're deciding, yeah, I'm not allowing this in my own in my own life. I want to create a healthy, stable family. Okay. And then we also have the seeds of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Yeah. Like, see, you're noticing the patterns. Like, you're noticing the patterns with relationships. But also I'm seeing noticing the patterns when it comes to money as well. Like, noticing like, okay, I don't have to struggle. Just like, I don't like just learning what type of patterns you have, or thinking patterns you've picked up from seeing maybe negative things happening with finances in your parents or your family's life. Okay, see, the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. And this has to do with having children. So I knew it. I knew it. You're creating a family, a healthy family, where it's two parents together for a lot of you guys. Okay. Or like, even if you don't want to have kids, I definitely see you being in a strong relationship, where you guys are married, or even if you're not married, but just very together, where you guys do everything together and y'all are really a strong team. And maybe you didn't see a lot of that growing up. And that's the pattern that you're breaking. Pile number 2. So that was your reading, pile number 2. If it resonated with you, please make sure to leave a comment. Also, make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you're updated every single time I drop something new. Also, you could tip your girl on the virtual tip jar. The links are in my description or in my comment section. Also, make sure you go to housemystik.com to purchase any of my spiritual art, decor, merch, all that good stuff, my music, and my Patreon. Check out my Patreon if you're interested in getting exclusive content that can help you with mastering your spiritual gifts. Okay, exclusive content that you'll not find on here. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Hello, hello, hello. Those of you that chose pile number 3 with the tourmaline, the black tourmaline. I'm working with some weird lighting today, so just bear with me. But yes, black tourmaline. Okay. So also, let me go ahead and say, when I say generational curses, I'm not saying that someone put a curse on your family. It's just more so like what type of patterns you are breaking in your family and in your bloodline. Okay. So yes, let's get into your reading, and I'm gonna hit the sound bowls to cleanse this space and cleanse your aura, so you're open to receiving this message. Okay, so the first 2 cards are basically the overall theme of what message, I said what messages, but what patterns that you will be breaking in your family. Okay, so yeah, let's see. The first 2 cards are discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Okay, and then we also have abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire into this reality. Oh, the lighting. Oh, come on. Okay. So that is interesting. So I kind of mentioned this in the previous pile, but I feel like the previous pile was more so about relationships, um learning to overcome certain patterns when it comes to relationships. But I did kind of mention this, like, so maybe you were drawn to pile number two as well, but with discipline and abundance, I definitely feel like the pattern that you are breaking is something with finances, like maybe discipline when it comes to your finances, or like changing your mindset about how money can be made, because maybe you've learned in your life that, oh, you have to work like 100 hours, 100 hours a week, or like work yourself to the bone just to be able to get by. And you're probably in this lifetime learning a lot about like the law of attraction, manifestation, just different things like that that helps with drawing in abundance to you. So yeah, I definitely see that for you guys. But let's go ahead and see what other cards we have. Oops. We got family. Okay. So the fact that we have family and what this reading is about is interesting. And then we have reconciliation. And then we also have clarity. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So with family, reconciliation, and clarity, for some reason, I feel like this is my pile that is like, did I say this for pile number one? I don't think I did, but for some reason this pile is making me think that you are the pile that's already kind of like very in tune with your ancestors. Like maybe you work with them often, like maybe you have an ancestor altar, or they appear to you in your dreams, or like you have a connection with them, or just something like that. Because this reconciliation card is definitely, I told you I'm working with weird lighting today, but this reconciliation card and then the family card coming out for some reason is making me feel like today with this reading, all it's doing is confirming for you, because like you're already very aware of the like different patterns in your family, or like you're very close to your ancestors, or something like that. Or maybe it's something more so that you are wanting to bring back the certain practices of your ancestors, like especially if they were like into yeah, maybe they were also into like honoring the ancestors, or like working with herbs, working with like candles, working with like just like different spiritual magic type tools and stuff like that. Like you're, for some reason, I feel like you're the pile that's very aware, especially with clarity here. Like it's like you're already very, very aware of your ancestors. They're very much around you and you work with them often. Well, that's the messages I'm getting. But let's see what else we have here. So we also have way of the world, boundaries that's not yours to carry. Okay. And then we also have double mission, lightworker starseed, serve the world by being you. Okay. This is, I'm just trying to think which people chose this pile. Okay. So another thing, because I feel like with pile number three, maybe a lot of people are picking this pile, and that's exactly why I'm getting so many messages. Because another thing, because like the fact that we have family here and then we have weight of the world, it's like it's giving me the vibes of what I said already. Like you're very connected to your ancestors, and it's like you're wanting to, I keep feeling like you want to bring them back, not bring them back, but like certain practices of theirs that was lost. Whether it was like something with divination, something with like candles, magical tools, maybe your ancestors did like, yeah, like they were into spirituality, witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, like I don't know, whatever. Like it, I'm just putting those out there. That doesn't have to be the case, but they could have been into that, and I feel like you are very in touch with that. Then maybe you were drawn to the two other piles as well because it's so I don't know, but it's that. But then I'm also feeling like with weight of the world is not yours to carry. I feel like you are also um learning boundaries. Like you're learning boundaries in this, or that's the pattern that you're breaking, because maybe there are no boundaries in your family, because I see it, it's like it's right here. So it's like maybe there are no boundaries in your family, and maybe one of the things that you're meant to do is like teach people like, okay, y'all gonna respect my boundaries, okay? Y'all gonna respect my boundaries, okay? Or it could be like you, maybe people in your family like not speaking up for themselves, not speaking. Okay, so I don't know exactly where the camera stopped. I don't know where it stopped, but basically what I was talking about is that I feel like you are in your the patterns that you're breaking. One of them is being someone that asserts boundaries, because maybe in your own family there are no boundaries, okay? Or like, like learning how to stand up for yourself, because maybe in your family it's like people just do things and expect you not to say anything, maybe because you're the youngest, or maybe because like they don't it's you're not supposed to question authority or question the traditions or question anything. Like you are meant to question things, especially with clarity here. Yeah, you're definitely meant to question things. I definitely think like you're that rebel in the family. Like you're that rebel in the family that's just like, okay, y'all gonna respect my boundaries. Like, yeah, I know y'all think, okay, I should just do things just because I'm family, or just because this, or just because that, but no, I don't have to. Y'all gonna respect my boundaries, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Or y'all gonna respect me. It doesn't matter how old I am, because I respect y'all. Like, just things like that. Like, and I think, yeah, respect is a big thing that you're not that you're bringing to the family, but it's like you're not taking no BS. You're not taking BS. You're not taking on other people's problems just because. And that's why I think boundaries is coming up, because it's like you it's just giving the vibes that like you take on people's problems, whether it's family or just people in general. Like you take on their problems, and it's to the point where you forget about yourself. And I think that's a pattern that you're breaking, because maybe you notice the women or the men in your family. I'm especially picking up women, but it could be either or. But you tend to take on the problems of others to the point that you forget about yourself, and it's not meant to be like that for you. It's not meant to be like that. And you're meant to be like, okay, yes, I can help you, but yeah, y'all gonna respect my boundaries. And to have like firm boundaries, and also to really stand up for yourself, no matter who it is. Because maybe there's certain people in your family that just don't stand up for themselves, or don't talk about when they're don't talk about their feelings, or you know they don't address the disrespect. You know what I mean? Just it's giving something like that, where you are someone that's meant to address the disrespect, or tell people y'all are going to respect my boundaries. Okay. Star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. See, I knew this was my pile that was already connected to the ancestors. Like you already have some type of close connection with them. I already knew it. Like you already have some type of connection with them and want to bring back certain practices that they did for some, and that's what I'm sensing. So I feel like you might have been drawn to pile number one, but I didn't really say that for them, but there might be a message in there for you. But it's like there's certain practices that they did, and there's the pyramids on here, so maybe your ancestors come from Africa. Yeah, or they don't have to for this message to resonate with you, but maybe your ancestors come from Africa, or like one of these like super intelligent ancient civilizations or something. But I definitely see you wanting to bring some of their practices back, something that was lost. And maybe the pattern that you're breaking is the fact that they like it wasn't practiced anymore, like something wasn't practiced anymore, whether it's honoring the ancestors, using candles, some type of like using spell work, using things like that. I definitely, especially with discipline and abundance, yeah, I definitely feel like your ancestors was doing some magical stuff. Okay, they was doing some magical things, and it's been forgotten down the line, and you're bringing it back. Okay, you're bringing it back, and really stepping into that power. Yeah, and this is supposed to be about patterns, and it's like for some reason I feel like you're already doing this. Like you're already doing it, and you're watching this reading, but you didn't even really have to. Because you're already doing it. Okay, so we have Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Empress. Okay, so yeah, this is also giving me the vibes of what I just talked about, as far as like you learning about the law of attraction and manifestation and things like that, because you might come from a family that maybe things was a little tough. Okay, maybe things was a little tough financially, and you be feeling like you have to work like 50 hours a day or something, like just well, clearly there's not 50 hours in the day, clearly, but like you be feeling like you have to overwork yourself just to get by. And I definitely think that yeah, you're learning to not like feeling like, or learning to not think like that. You're learning to not think like that. And I feel like it's because you've been connecting back with your ancestors and realizing like, okay, they knew certain like tricks and tips when it comes to manifestation and like things like that. They knew these certain tips and tricks and things like that that can help with bringing in money and bringing in wealth and things like that, so that I don't have to struggle and work myself to the bone, to the point where I'm stressed and sick and anxious and stuff like that. Like I definitely think that that's something you're learning, especially with the hidden secrets. Yeah, I see it now. Okay, the hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Oh yeah, yes, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. Okay. All right, so last card, Nine of Swords. Okay, see. That's what you're breaking. You're breaking that anxiety. You're releasing that anxiety surrounding money. Like you're changing your mindset around money, around work and things like that, because you're realizing, okay, I don't want that type of life where I'm working so much that I don't get to enjoy myself, my family, the fruits of my labor, anything. I'm just anxious all the time. I'm just at work all the time. Like you're breaking that. You're breaking that mindset, so that you can live a life of freedom, a life of enjoyment, a life of wealth, without feeling like, okay, I have to work so freaking hard just to get by. Okay. And that's because I see you already looking like you've already been doing this, where you've been looking back at ancient wisdom that helps to show you how to manifest and draw in things without having to work yourself to the bone. Okay? So, yes, that was your reading pile number 3. If it resonated with you, please make sure to leave a comment. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And also make sure you hit that, did I say subscribe? I don't know, but subscribe and notification bell so that you're updated every single time I drop something new. Also, make sure you go to housemystik.com to purchase any of my spiritual art, merch, decor. Check out my music, sign up for my sound healing events and readings if you want to book a reading, as well as my Patreon if you feel called to join the Patreon family and get exclusive content where you will be assisted with mastering your spiritual gifts. And let's see what else. Oh, virtual tip jar. If you feel called to tip your girl, you can tip me at the links in my description, or you can go to the links in my comment section. All right. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.